Now with our first manned orbit done, it looks like our next mission will probably be a manned return from orbit of the moon. Let's take, which node was it that has EVA science kit right here? I want to take that node. So we're going to accept manned return from orbit of the moon and science data from space around the moon, which synergizes with it. So let's modify this vessel we've already got with a mind towards orbiting moon. First thing I want to look at is I did want to slip that decoupler down so it looks a little less jank. That's probably good. So I guess all we really need to do is just increase the delta V. We've got these little engines. I would very much like some sort of redundancy in propulsion, if nothing else. So we could do this. And those are our redundant propulsion. We will probably not use them at all, but they'll be there just in case. So let's take a look at delta V, vacuum. We've got 960, which is enough for heading to the moon and back. But we also need to get into orbit, so we need to turn this 2992 here into like 3400. What if we just dropped one more fuel tank in there? That's 3358. We're getting close. Maybe a small one. That's 3500 with a thrust weight ratio of 1.2. That's perfectly acceptable. That's vacuum. Sea level 30. Okay, we're still a little short. I want to add another of the big ones. I want to swap out that small one for a big one. Okay. Sea level 3400. That'll get us into orbit for sure. And then up top, we've got in vacuum 960. You know what would probably make more sense? Let's put more fuel up here instead of down there. Let's take this tank and swap it out for the next size up. And let's add some more solar panels because we were running out of charge last time when we were trying to run science material study. Things are relatively cheap, aren't they? Yeah, 75 a pop. Let's get our redundant fuel, or our redundant propulsion back in place. Now with that done, what I'm hoping is we can take one of these back out. Now where are we at? Sea level 2930, vacuum 1600. That should do the job. I'm going to add a couple more batteries. Just like that. In fact, I don't know, it just kind of looks cool. If I do this. Huge battery bank. Now, according to our planner, we've got 5 days of food, 5 days of water, 5 days of oxygen. That's okay for a moon mission, I think. I think a moon mission is going to take 2 or 3 days. The one last thing we need is a CO2 scrubber, or we'll get CO2 poisoning. Unfortunately, I haven't unlocked that yet. I don't have any pod life support things unlocked. So let's go out and take a look at what we need to unlock a CO2 scrubber. Is that down here somewhere? Scrubber at simple command modules. This node. We need to unlock this node to unlock CO2 scrubber to life support. CO2 scrubber to pod. Okay, so we need 90 science. We've got 47. We need a way to come up with about 45 more science. One way we could do that is to take this Explore the Moon or Minmus probe contract. And that's for probe landing, which we've already done, plus return. That'll get us science from the surface, which will give us a lot of science. And a lot more money too, actually. But I kind of want to just do something a little bit more weird and unconventional. So, we're going to unlock this node, Basic Aviation. Mainly because it has the tiny Juno jet engine in it, and it also has some wheels which will be useful. That's for 10 science, so that we're making progress in the wrong direction because now we need to earn 55 science. But it seems like if we do the science experiments we currently have in a surface biome, we can earn something in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 science per biome. So if we can create a little aircraft to hop a few biomes, we can get the science we need. So let's upgrade the spaceplane hangar so we can use more than 30 parts on a craft. And here's the craft I put together. It's a basic little jet plane with wheels now instead of skids, so we have brakes. That's important. Let's take a look at data capacity. Let's just crank that all the way up. What unmanned experiments do we have available? Thermometer, Geiger counter. Let's make the Geiger counter in here. Then we can actually get rid of the one that I added. We don't need that now. So we've got telemetry report and Geiger counter in here. We've got barometer and temperature here. We've got a little external command seat, and we'll throw... Let's have Val on it instead of Jeb so she can start earning experience. I'm not sure she can actually do anything useful, to be honest. I guess she could get out and do EVA reports. But she won't be able to get crew reports because this isn't technically a crewed pod, so whatever. And we're saying we're not picking up surface samples yet. You know, maybe we should take surface samples. Let's take a look at that. What's that upgrade cost? We've got 1.17 spaceos available, and that upgrade is 450k. Let's just go ahead and take it. Now we can take surface samples. Okay, so do we still have our crew member on board? Yes, we do. Can we include... there's nowhere to put that, is there? Unfortunately. No, I don't think so. Can I access inventory through here? I can, actually. Let's do this. Not helpful. Stay up. This should go in your inventory. Maybe you should have a parachute because you're flying a plane? I don't know. That seems reasonable, actually, now that I think about it. So let's head to, not the launch pad, let's head to the runway, which is still a dirt runway. Maybe I should have upgraded that too. Experiments on. Oh, you can perform EVA report from your seat. That's interesting. And surface sample. That's very useful, actually. Don't even have to get out of her chair. I'm going to turn the brakes on for the moment so we stop rolling. And let's just time warp until EVA report and surface sample complete. Okay. Now, throttle up, SAS on, engine on. Oh yeah, brakes off. Let's go for a liftoff here. Yep, easy liftoff at 50 meters per second. So we're currently in Shores biome. Let's turn back and head to Grasslands and see what we can do there. We also just want to fly long enough to complete pressure scan in Shores. So maybe we'll do that first. Let's just fly back and forth and pass over the mysterious black obelisk. Set this to surface reference so I don't accidentally crash into the ground. We can pull the throttle way back. We don't need to be going high speed. So we're just going to fly back and forth over the shores biome for 3.5 minutes here. Let's fly without the HUD for thumbnail purposes, and hopefully that doesn't cause us to crash into anything. Flying without the HUD kind of scares me a little bit. Okay, we've completed atmospheric pressure scan in the shores. Let's head over to the Grasslands biome. We're going to fly off towards the mountains. That's the mountains to the west, right? Yes. Because heading there, we should be able to get 2 more biomes. There's a Highlands biome leading into the mountains, and then there's an actual mountains biome. You gotta ease into that time warp. It doesn't like it if you just go for it. We do want to pick a good landing zone at some point so we can do surface science. But there's a lot of trees right here, so this probably ain't it. That looks decent right there. I'm going to throttle back a bit. Yeah, let's land here. Engine off. And let's do a little bit of a turn to slow down. There we go. Perfect. Brakes on. Surface sample running. Is that the only thing we can do in this biome? We've already done an EVA report apparently. Let's time warp for that surface sample. Now let's try. If we hop out of the seat here. How do you hop out of one of these? There. Leave seat. Can you do EVA science? Let's hit a golf ball right into my probe core. That's great. Good thinking, Val. Keep experiment, get back in the seat. How do you get back in the seat? Board. Oh. Right there, duh. Okay. Brake off, throttle up. Let's get her back in the air and head towards the mountains. We took off easily at 50 meters per second. Let's try like 40 this time. Yeah. Well, maybe partly because the ground fell away beneath us, but either way. So, Highlands biome should be somewhere up in this area. Let's find out. We're almost there. And then mountains biome, that'll be the tricky one to try to land and take off on, because that'll be probably these steep areas. Oh, we're in Highlands now. Excellent. Pressure scan's already done here, apparently. Oh, there we go. Pressure scan, temp scan running. Let's throttle it down. We're just gonna... We need to do 13.5 minutes of flight here to complete these experiments. This is a nice big open treeless area, though, that we can use for our landing in a minute. For now, let's just zoom back and forth. Linger in the air while our science runs. There is absolutely no reason for me to be flying this low, other than it looks neat. Alright, we are about to finish atmospheric pressure scan in the Highlands. Close enough that we'll have it done by the time I land, probably. So I'm going to land in this big This big flat zone right here. Treeless zone. Looks good to me. So let's turn around. I'm going to go ahead and cut the engine. Let's not go uphill. Let's go kind of more like that. I don't know. Maybe we could just go uphill. If I could control the throttle really well, then uphill would be great. There we go. Let's do brakes. Alright. So we're going to sit here and time warp until our science is done. Throttle up. Brakes off. This is kind of a wonky takeoff, I will admit. There we go. Now we need to get to the mountains. We're going to do the same thing again there. Is this area over here mountains or is this highlands? Because I could land in that. My god, this is mountains. So, this is looking like a decent landing spot when we want to get our mountain surface science done. Alright, 40 seconds left on the pressure scan. We're going to cut the engines and bring her in for a landing. Maybe not cut the engines quite yet. I think I want to line up more like that. Why are there trees in the sky? Oh no. I think I want to line up more like this, as I was saying, and... Can I run into those? Is that the ground? Is that going to register as the ground or not? I don't know. I'm now getting kind of spooked about my landing plan here. Let's aim for here. So I'm going to cut the engine. Kind of hard. Brakes on. I don't know what to think about these trees. Okay, so we have not landed in the mountains at all. All experiments can run here. That's good news. That's going to be a good bit of science. Let's time warp to get those done. Okay, I'm going to save, because you never know. Throttle up. Brakes off. I hope I can't collide with an invisible tree. That would be very annoying. Off the ground at 45 meters per second. Let's try to gain altitude quickly and get above the height of these spooky trees. We're going to aim for that pass we came through, I guess, and then head back to the Space Center. Engine off. Went down a little early. It was a little early to engine off, I think. There we go. Alright, let's stop it. There was no reason to pull over here in front of the hangar. I just like it. Recover vessel. Did we hit 90 science? We did. And quite a bit over at that. Excellent. So, with 175 science, we can come in here and unlock simple command modules, which gives us CO2 scrubber. And actually, it also gives us the Mark II command pod. So maybe we'll even just rethink the whole craft so that we can take 2 people at once. That would be good for training purposes. We'll take a look at that in the next episode, but for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.